relationship work, or do you want to suffer being on your own? Because if you're on your own, you're also gonna suffer.
Yeah, of course.
You're
I
gonna
mean,
feel
there's no
lonely. You're
discretion.
gonna feel there's no one there. Maybe you're single, and then all your friends are single, and then they're not anymore, and then you're there all alone. You start dating. Dating isn't what it's made out to be. A lot of cuckoos out there. And what I've also realized is that I mean, on a rational way of thinking, I mean, you still feel the pain
Of course.
because, for better or for worse, a person that's always been there is not there anymore. A person that I mean, it wasn't probably all bad. A lot of things were probably good, and then you get disappointed. And it's okay to change your mind. There's also a false narrative, I believe, that people say that, hey, you get married, and sometimes you hear the stories of people who've been together for like 17 years. Then
Yeah.
they get married and get divorced a year later.
Guys, go check out our game plan. Uh, Earlier today, we made a show about a day one cutting. What's the dude's name? I brought the story. That's the crazy
You
part.
brought the
Earl
story, yeah.
Thomas.
Earl Thomas, yeah.
Earl Thomas at the knee for
Yeah.
2 million. But
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, go check it out on our sports channel, X Game Plan. Go check it out, guys. So yeah, to yeah, so it hurts both people,
Yeah.
but sometimes you need to make the decision, and sometimes things change. Sometimes the situation changes, or
People
y-
change always.
people change, and maybe, for example, you think when you're married, then someone will change, but it's
People go
it's
through.
marriage is, we make it out to be something easy, and sometimes I believe as well we
Ooh.
make it out, well, that's what they say: when you're not happy, just break up. But
Oh, you
let's say
mean
if
like
i
that?
if
Yeah,
i
yeah.
look at my grandparents, they were married for 52 years until my grandma passed away. And I mean, it wasn't easy.
It never is.
But it never, that's the thing, it never is. But the question is, would you rather stay married for 52 years or be happy and do whatever you want? And the problem with being happy is when you break up, you're going to find out that there's still misery. So I would formulate it differently. And I'm a bit of a realistic, a realist. And it might sound pessimistic what I'm about to say. How do you want to suffer? That's the question you need to actually
Sounds like a
ask yourself.
Big- Major, what the heck? How do you want to suffer? I
KR.
thought you were the positive
How,
guy of us too.
yeah,
Jeez.
I am very positive,
Do
but
you want do you want them to rip the nails off your hands or your feet?
it's just, how do you want to suffer? Do you want to suffer making your relationship work, or do you want to suffer being on your own? Because if you're on your own, you're also gonna suffer.
Yeah, of course.
You're
I
gonna
mean,
feel
there's no
lonely. You're
discretion.
gonna feel there's no one there. Maybe you're single, and then all your friends are single, and then they're not anymore, and then you're there all alone. You start dating. Dating isn't what it's made out to be. A lot of cuckoos out there. And what I've also realized is that
A lot of them, yes.
what I've also realized is, Kia, that they talk about friendship. I do friendship with women, uh, and the word friendship is used loosely. But I do think that to a certain extent, you need to know someone first. On if I Usually when you go out and meet someone and try to date that person, you're like going straight to dating, right? But it's okay. I think it's better to just
Mutual friends, meeting people
have
within the
meet people.
social circle.
Yeah, you
That's
can
the
go out and eat
difference.
with someone. Yeah, it doesn't. And then, of course, a lot of times it's used as rotation. You have your rotation, and that usually entails them being physically intimate together as well. But whether you are or not, I believe in that. Just hanging out with people, having fun, and then gradually you'll see which, I might find this person great, but then 2 weeks later I see another person, and each one of them gives you something else. And take your time before you enter into a serious relationship, I would say, because the whole dating is like, if you think about it, there are a lot of cuckoos out there. You go to a club, you see a cuckoo. You don't know if the person is a cuckoo or not. She's beautiful, so you go out with the cuckoo, but you still don't know her as a cuckoo.
You try
And
to verify whether she's a cuckoo in the
you
dating.
try to verify, but she's pulling up. Of course, she's
Of course,
she's
yeah,
their best self. And 6 months later or a year later, that's when the
the
inner
cool comes
cuckoo
out.
cooks out. And then it's like,
But in general, I do think that the best relationships, so I'm talking about relationship, love relationship, come from from people from the same social circle, because it also helps with like, let's say if you have a problem, right? If you're in the same social circles, people will try to talk it out
yeah,
instead of choosing your side of the story, and then you create two different parts, and then people battle each other out. They give
exactly.
you bad advice, like Tyrese's Samantha Lee's side of the story. They choose her side instead of telling her, try to find the middle ground.
Yeah. And
It's
it's
I
never,
think
it's not, yeah, and it's never care. It's never, as soon as you're, it's never, there's always going to be suffering. So, how do you want to suffer? Some people have partners that are great, but they're unfaithful. But in the house, they're great. They take care of everything, man and woman. They take care of everything. They, make sure everything's alright, but they step out.
what
And I used to go out with someone, and I was, this is the only person like that. As I was talking, and we had a lot of fun together, more or less the same interest, more or less the same sense of humor. But as I was talking to her, the more and more I was like, she's a cheater. I know she's a cheater.
yo, yo, that's crazy. Like, look at it in her eyes, and
You can see, like,
you
yeah,
move,
she's,
right?
yeah, she,
You looking at her eyes like
you
this.
know it. And at that moment, I said to myself, if I decide to proceed with her, I need to be okay with her cheating. Never saw her again. But that's a,
Wait, yo. But sometimes you can, by talking to someone, you can see
yeah,
in their soul and who they are.
yeah,
Make the right choice, or you might end up being. She might end up being your downfall.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to talk about Lori, but I'm gonna leave it, man. It's one we already passed the
Oh,
one.
Lori Harvey.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, very short. We can be very short. Not surprising. Not surprisingly. Surprisingly, she split up with Idris. Is his name, I guess.
Yeah, Damson Idris.
Damson Idris. Yeah. Well,
Good luck to that dude.
yeah. What's about to happen? But,
But at least he's part of a great lineup. He can say I'm in the same lineup as
you know what I'm curious to know. You know what I'm
Jordan.
curious to. In my opinion, they all, Michael B. Jordan and all these guys, they should be happy that they were able to have fun with a very beautiful lady.
She is.
I'm telling you, I pity, I, I pity the one that has a baby with her, because she's gonna devour him.